Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how I made this delicious native rice that I paired with peppered goat meat. I'm going to start by cooking the goat meat, so I'm seasoning it with some onion, some beef bouillon cubes, salt, and I'm going to add just a little bit of water. I'll give this a good mix and cover and allow to steam on low heat for about 15 minutes. After about 15 minutes, I'll add some more water. The goat meat I'm using is kind of tough, so I'm going to let this cook for an additional 20 minutes or until the skin is soft. When that's done, I'll take all the meat out and set aside. Check the meat stock to make sure there are no tiny bones left in it, because that is common with when you boil goat meat. You can also pass the meat stock through a filter just to make sure. Next, I'll add the rice, some additional water, and I'm going to add a bit of salt. And the rice has already been washed. I washed the rice several times until the water ran clear. I'll give this a good mix and then cover and allow to cook for about 20 to 25 minutes. I'm using regular parboiled rice for this recipe. You can also use basmati rice, just be sure to adjust the cooking time accordingly. When the rice is cooked, fluff it up to release the steam and then set aside. Next thing I'm going to do is prepare the pepper mix. I'm using a mix of bell peppers, atarudo or scotch bonnet peppers, and onion. After rinsing, I'll give it a rough blend and then set aside. I'm going to prepare the other ingredients next. I'm using some dried catfish. The catfish is going to give the rice a really nice smoky taste. To prep the catfish, add enough boiling water and then cover and allow to sit for about 20 to 30 minutes. I usually do this while I'm boiling the meat so it has enough time to soften. I'm also using some dried prawns and I'm just going to wash that with some boiling water as well. After about 20 minutes, I'm going to throw the hot water out and then debone the fish. This catfish was really dry, so after deboning, I did soak it for the second time just to get it to soften up some more before using. Now that all my ingredients are prepped and ready, it's time to start cooking the rice. Heat up a little palm oil. The palm oil is what's going to give our village rice that vibrant color, since we're not using any tinned tomatoes. When the oil is a bit hot, I'll add some chopped onions, iru, and some crayfish powder. I'm going to fry this for about 2 to 3 minutes or until the onions are a bit soft. Next, add the pepper mix. I separated the pepper mix into two parts, so I'm going to be using part of it to make the peppered goat meat. I'll give this a good mix and then season with some salt and beef seasoning cubes. I'm keeping the seasoning very simple because I really want the local flavors, which is the iru and crayfish, to shine. Fry the pepper mix until it darkens in color like this. It should take about 5 to 10 minutes. Make sure you keep an eye on it and keep stirring so it doesn't burn. Next, I'll add the dried fish and the dried prawns. I'll continue stir frying this for an additional 1 to 2 minutes. If you're using any additional meat or fish, you can add it at this point. I'll cover this and allow to cook on low-medium heat for about 5 minutes, just so the flavors can really get into the fish and prawns. Next, I'll go ahead and add the cooked rice, and I'm just going to give this a really good mix until everything comes together really nicely. We're almost done with the rice. The last step is to stir fry for about 5 minutes just to give it that fried rice feel. It's better to do this in a really wide pot if you have that, and it also works best if the rice is a bit cold. Lastly, add the vegetables. I had some leftover kale in my fridge, so that's what I'm using, but you can use any vegetable you prefer. Good alternatives are green leaf, ugu or pumpkin leaf, spinach, and so on. You can also leave out the vegetable completely if you don't care for it. The vegetable just gives the rice a nice vibrant color. It also gives a nice and fresh balance to the dish. The rice is ready. I'm going to pair this with peppered goat meat, and to make the goat meat, start by heating up some oil and then fry the boiled goat meat from earlier. You can also air fry the goat meat or grill using an air fryer or an oven. When the goat meat is nice and crispy, take it out and transfer to a paper towel to get rid of any excess oil. Reduce the oil and then return the pan back to heat. Next, fry the remaining pepper mix. I actually added a bit more atarido to this because I want the goat meat extra spicy. I'm going to season with a little bit of salt, some onion powder, and some beef bouillon cubes, just a tiny bit. I also added a bit more oil just so I can fry this properly. Fry for just about 3 to 4 minutes. We want to get rid of the sour taste, but we want it still tasting fresh. Add the fried goat meat and then give this a really good mix. Lastly, add a bit of water and then cover and allow to steam on low heat for about 5 minutes. After about 5 minutes, your peppered goat meat is ready. Remember, if you don't have goat meat, you can make this with beef, chicken, or even turkey. Serve with your native rice and enjoy. Let me know if you made this. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you're already subscribed, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.